welcome. Take this chance to settle in, rocking a little side to side, lifting those shoulders up and dropping them down your back. The right hand can come over your heart, the left hand on top of that. The chin drops and feel how that elongates the back of your neck. With your hand there, you might feel your heart. The heart pulses. It moves the life around our body. It fills us with good energy. And of course, metaphorically, it helps us to live in love. Ground those sitting bones, lift through that spine. Feel the breath. Let it enter your body gently. And then let it go. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time. Feeling everything inside settle. Exhale and let it go. When the eyes open, we'll extend our arms out in front of us. Palms come down, face down. Cross your right arm over your left. Bring your hands to your shoulders. Drop your elbows. So already, hopefully, there's a little pressure opening us up right here where the shoulders and the neck connect. From there, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. So this gentle pressure of the hands adds a little more length and softening. Bring that chin down towards your heart. Notice now how that goes back into those shoulder blades where the muscles gather into those shoulder blades. Drop that left ear over to the left. Sitting up tall creates more sensation. Last breath. We drop that chin down and release those arms. Bring your fingertips down to the earth. Inhale, lift up and look up. And exhale, hands come down, chin drops. Inhale, reach. Exhale, drop. So we're warming up, creating some heat. Inhale with the breath and the movement. Exhale. And we lift. And we drop. Sit up tall. Bring those arms out in front of you. This time, the left arm crosses over. Notice if there's any difference. Are there, comfort level differences? Bring your hands to your shoulders. Drop those elbows down. Feel how that gently pulls on those shoulders. Drop that left ear toward the left shoulder. And again, you might experience very different things. You might hide or find where those knots are hiding. Drop your chin towards your chest. And drop that right ear over to the right shoulder. Yoga is a lot of courage. It takes courage to show up, to be honest, to sit with what the body reveals. One breath. Drop that chin down, release those arms, and now those arms come straight out, and we pat down. Sitting up tall, inhale and exhale. Stay and breathe. Turn those palms up. Those thumbs go to the back. Find the breath. Try and keep this as if you were just kind of sitting in a chair, because that's also what yoga asks of us, is to really not have a preference, to just keep going with whatever is being asked of you with as much mindfulness and kindness and grit as you can muster. Stay for 3, 2, and 1. Fingertips come down. Bring that other leg in front. So we usually cross our legs in the same way. Interlace your hands in front of you. The hands come behind the head. Push that head up and back, letting those elbows open wide. This is so nice at the end of a day or after you've really had to be curled in because of driving or working. Feel how the body might start to soften as you hold. Drop your chin toward your heart. Now it's a gentle pressure of those hands, opening along the back of your neck. Lift up in your heart and your spine, and exhale, release. Come onto your hands and your knees, and we're going to extend the right leg behind us. Tuck your chin, nice long neck. Both hands can stay on the earth, or left arm might lift. We're actively engaging now the back of the body. We reach through the heart, reach through those arms. We're going to hold this a little longer than might be comfortable. Notice what your body starts to do. Notice what your brain starts to do. I've been thinking a lot about transformation. Transformation requires energy and heat. That's what we're building. One breath. Oh, good God. Left hand down, right knee down. Move your body. All right, we're gonna kick that left leg back. Here we are, steady and strong. Maybe the right arm floats. And if you can't hold as long as I'm asking for the hold to be, then put your limbs down if that's what you need. But maybe come back to this practice. Work up. Let the strength build by coming back to it day after day and just seeing what might happen. What might not only transform in your body, but in your mind, in your life, because you might have a stronger posture, a stronger backbone. That's all pretty awesome. One more breath. And right hand down, left knee down. Thank God. Those hips stay up, walk those arms forward. So a nice puppy pose to stretch all of that out. Inhale and exhale. So there are parts on our bodies where things accumulate, knots, tensions, emotions, memories, and you guessed it, it's our hips and our shoulders. So doing a little bit of spring cleaning, trying to get those spaces cleared out. And add some strength along the way. Inhale and exhale. Coming back to hands and knees. Those toes tuck, down dog. So lifting up and back, pedal those feet. If you need to walk your hands forward, whatever it takes to feel steady and sturdy, and yet light. You know, so we don't want to feel like lead, just kind of, We want to have this sense of buoyancy, almost like water in the body. We have the grounding of the hands and the feet, certainly, but then think about this upward flow with those hips. Take a breath and step or hop to the front of your mat. The feet can be hip width apart, the knees bent. Bring those arms behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades together so you really wrap them around that spine, length in your neck. Maybe straighten your knees, maybe not. But we want that back to be nice and strong and straight, or at least as straight as works for our body. What we're working, you can maybe feel it here, where are those hamstrings attached to your bum, and then your low back and your neck. because they're having to hold up your trunk, which is significant. We are asking them to work. Take one more breath. Bend your knees. All right, now we're gonna work in a different way. Those arms flow up. So here's a nice chair. And you don't have to be all the way down. You can have your knees just bent and your heart up nice and high. We want those knees going right over those toes. Breathe. Notice if your knees are going in or out. Try and press on the four corners of your feet. One breath. Hands come to your hips, tuck your chin, and we stand up, walking it out. All right, we're gonna work those hip joints a little bit. Ground your left foot, lift your right knee as you inhale. It's like you're stepping over a stone fence. Exhale and tap it down. Inhale from the back and bring it forward. We are trying not to rush. Inhale, lift, and exhale, tap. I'm tipping over. So we do what we can. We breathe, we recalibrate one more time. Moving mindfully without momentum. Walk it out. It's more challenging than we think. Grounding the right foot. Lift that left knee and inhale. Exhale, circle, creating openness and strength in this hip. And we inhale, lift, and tap. You might notice if you were to return to this practice, maybe you balance better or lift this knee higher. That's what that transformation piece is about. Things don't stay the same, and we're working toward a fullness. Walk it out. Ground the left foot again. Lift that right knee to the front. We circle it out. You can hang out here and take a tree. This is a nice balanced tree. The toes can come down. They can come on that calf. We stay away from the left knee or up on that upper thigh. Maybe hands to prayer. Maybe arms float. If you can, maybe press down through that right knee. If the foot is on that leg, grow tall. And wiggle your fingers if you're wherever your fingers are, even if they're here, kind of like you're dastardly, or up here, like it's branches in the wind. One breath, and walk it out. Dastardly, that's a good word. Okay, right foot grounds, hands to your hips, we circle and hover and hold, or take a tree. They're both trees, one's just hanging tree and the other is just tree. So hands at your heart or grow. Maybe energize down through that left knee and start to twinkle those fingers. Breathe. And just think about what you are asking of your body, how little we are standing on, how awkwardly we are assembled, and wiggle your fingers. One breath and walk it out. Bend those knees and just start to swing those arms and bounce. And you can move your feet together or more apart. Find some bounce in those legs, some lift in the body, some freedom. Inhale and exhale for 3, 2, and 1. And we stand up. All right, left foot is going to ground, right foot steps back. We float those arms. Left hand to left knee, right arm up. So this is a really stable triangle, or you keep going. You might move that right foot to make your triangle happen. Left knee can stay bent or start to straighten. We grow long and open. So that right shoulder is what we want to move back. We often curl in, so we're trying to open up. And notice how it opens us up here. It also creates strength in the back. One breath. Rise up. Seriously. seriously, rise up, get life. Turn the left toes in, turn the right toes out. Float those arms, life is awesome. And we take triangle. So you might stay here. We're working the side body here. This is a really stable, strengthening posture. You might keep going. You might extend the right leg, grow long through that spine, open the left shoulder this time. Notice how it wants to go down, and this might be your range of motion, but then we're continually trying to open, open. That's where that sense of transformation comes in. The more we keep at it, the more we might see things change. Last breath. Bend that right knee and rise up. Turn to the front of your mat, step those feet together and lock it out. Ground that right foot, hands to your hips, tuck your chin and your belly. Float the left knee. The arms can come out, that keeps us nice and stable. Left hand might come to the knee. You might hold the wall, a chair. You might also hold with both hands. You might pull up and in. Those are all different ways you can take this pose. So choosing the one that works now and working toward what's next. Seeing what happens when you show up. Drop those shoulders, lift through the crown. Now, that left leg is going to go behind you and quite a ways back. So we have the left leg behind us, and usually I have the feet together, but here that left foot is back. Hands to your hips, inhale, lift, and fold. Hands can come to that upper thigh, or you drape, or drop. Pointing the crown of the head down. Pulling up on the belly button, pressing down on those big toes. This gives some sensation. Opening up those IT bands. And we stand back up, plant the right foot, lift that left knee out to the side, flex, and cross. You might stay here. This might be your shape. Or you start to sit and just see what happens. Hands can come to prayer or hold on here. Pushing those hips back, the heart forward. You can keep going if you have it. Last breath. Push into that right foot. Lift that left knee if you can and lock it out. Okay, ground the left foot. Arms come out. You can lift that right knee. This might be where you're at. You might grab. You might bind with both hands. You might pull up and in. Shoulders drop. If you can have the eyes land somewhere on the floor that isn't moving, and let them land where it feels best to you. For me right now, it's about 3 feet in front of me. But other people want to be closer in or look straight ahead. Find what's going to work best for you. We release, that right leg goes behind us. And the toes of that back foot are almost in line with the heel of the front foot. Hands to your hips, inhale, lift, and melt. And when we take rushing and momentum out of our lives, we move much more mindfully, which means we move without the body always ready to put on the brakes. The body then becomes more fluid, more open. Inhale. Exhale, rising back up, pressing into that left foot. Right knee comes out to the side. We flex the ankle. We cross, hang out here. This is already a balance pose. When you start to bend, then it turns into a stretch for the right hip. Your hands might come in prayer. We're also strengthening this left leg. Inhale and exhale. Last breath. And up we come and rock it out. Come come to the top of your mat. Those arms sweep down and up. Inhale. Bend those knees. Exhale. Inhale, reach the heart. Exhale, step back into plank. Bring your knees to the mat. Bring your hips down to the mat and your chest. Now, bring your forearms onto the earth. Get yourself situated. Pull the heart up and through. Those elbows come back, like you're trying to touch your ribs with those elbows, but they're on the earth. This is a gorgeous Sphinx pose. Relax the shoulders. We plant those hips. They're the foundation. Then the energy comes into that spine. One breath. And down we go. Those hands now come by your chest. Tuck your wings. So the wings come into your body. Inhale, lift up. You might be here. You might be here. You might be up here. Just breathe. And exhale, lower back down. One more chance where the more we come to this pose, the more we might see some changes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Last time, we lift. And down we go. And roll on to your back. The knees are going to be bent, heels on the earth. Toes are up. Cactus your arms. Look straight up with those toes lifted. So keep those toes lifted if possible. Try and lift your hips. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. You might lift just barely and drop. You might lift a little more and drop. Inhale to your level. Exhale, lower everything down. Keep the flex on those feet. Inhale. This is functional strength. It's gonna help you in your daily life. You might feel this in that low back. It's gonna make that part of your body stronger, more stable. One more time. And down you go. Plant the left foot, cross the right ankle over. Give yourself the goodness of pulling that left knee into your level, holding on, flexing both feet. Last breath. And switch sides. So right foot down, left ankle crosses over. Bring that knee in, grab your hamstring or shin. And a lot of times I think we think transformation means getting stronger. And that certainly can be part of it. That's what we were just doing in the pose before this. But it can also mean being softer. That might be the work that we need to do. And soft, it's not a bad thing. It keeps us fluid rather than frozen. Last breath. Release. Bring both knees in. Grab your hamstrings. Rock up. Walk the edges of your feet to the edges of the mat. The knees will drop to the left and your upper body is going to turn to the left. This might be enough of a twist for you. So that right hip can be lifted. You might stay up. You might come onto your hands. You might come onto those forearms and tuck your chin. So we've worked the low back several different ways today. This gets us a nice, safe twist in there, as long as we're not feeling any sharp pain, okay? So if it's sharp pain, you just back up and away. And rise up, come back to the front. Those feet come to the edges of the mat. We drop the knees to the right this time. Notice how that left hip lifts. We turn around. This might be it. We might already feel it right here. Or hands or forearms. When you pull that chin in, And keep trying to turn the heart toward that right arm. Those are all ways you can deepen. Notice if those shoulders are trying to crowd your ears. Try and move them down your back. And rise up, coming to face the front. The heels are back on the earth, the toes are lifted, the arms extend. We're gonna gather in the strength of our core and slowly lower down. This is work. This is challenging. Feel how those central muscles need to engage. Really hold on as long as you can. Again, this is a practice and a pose to return to see how that strength might build and lower down. Walk those feet in and push into the feet. Lift your hips. Drop your chin. Those palms face down on the earth. Lower the hips back to the earth. Draw one knee in. Draw the other knee in. You can hug in. So just an interesting note, some bodies do not like this. This is as far as my knees go. Some people's knees are going to be right on their belly, but my hips don't like this shape. And it doesn't have to do with flexibility, it has to do with anatomy. So do what your body can do. Stay here or happy baby. Grabbing shins, ankles, feet, pulling those knees down. This also loosens the low back, opens up those hips, and it's very relaxing. One breath and release. So if you have a wall nearby, you can move your mat so that it's right up against the wall. And you come and sit with one hip right up against the wall. From there, you come onto your back. This can take a little work. And bring your legs up the wall. Ultimately, if you can, you want to try and get those sits bones up against the wall. And your palms can turn up and your chin can drop. This pose is amazing. This pose can settle a body down. It can also give you sweet, gentle energy. Using the wall allows those hips and legs to relax. It's an inversion, so the blood is flowing in the opposite way, and your back is beautifully supported. Low back is on the earth. And there might come a moment where you're like, okay, yeah, I'm done. And it might be tempting to turn this off. But try and stay. Let your body relax and soften. Feel supported. Being able to take support is a sign of strength, at least in my mind. So let that earth support you. Let it hold you. And you can surrender. You can let go. Just for this minute. See what it's like. Experience the sweetness. Trust it. Bringing this kind of good to the body is good. I'm going to invite you to stay for as long as you have.
giving your body as much goodness as it can stand. But I'll sign off here saying thank you for practicing with me today. Live